Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So I thought that, oh my god, my hair is all in the way. I thought that it was probably a good time to talk about why I left the natural hair community. Now I know some of you are probably like, where have you been? I've been here. I've been on YouTube making content, but just not the content that everybody, I guess, was used to me making. I don't make many hair videos anymore. Like every now and then I do, but I know that lots of people found me. I would consider, or I would say I was definitely one of the like OG natural hair people. I used to make videos in like 2010, 2011, before YouTube was like really mainstream and people didn't have a million subscribers and things like that. There was lots of old videos, and I'll just link some that you guys can go back to and see me over the years. I was here though, and at that time lots of people were really just newly learning to embrace their hair and trying to figure out what worked, because there wasn't a lot of widespread information at that time. And it was a great time to be kind of in the community, and that was really before it was even like the natural hair community or the natural hair movement. It didn't really have those labels yet because it was so fresh. And then it kind of evolved. It evolved, and then it was also hijacked. Like there was just so much that happened. And one of the main things for me that happened where I took kind of a break was that my father died. So I left, and then I came back. And honestly, when I came back was when the community had began to really blossom and change into something that I just didn't recognize, and I wasn't really that into anymore. So I'll kind of explain some of the reasons why I would say I left the natural hair community. Now here's the thing, I'm not saying, I mean, my hair is still natural, you guys can tell. I did cut it off like 2 years ago. This is like growing back. It's nowhere near where it was, but we're growing. So it's not like I did any kind of chemical process to my hair. My hair is still natural, so I am still a part of being natural. But if you want to know why my content has kind of changed, or why I'm not so passionate about exclusively making natural hair videos, this is what I'm about to explain to you guys. Now, that's not saying that from time to time I won't make videos about my hair. I will, but just as a person, I've evolved as well into someone who, I mean, it's really not my main, it's really not the biggest piece of me. My hair is not the biggest piece of me, and I don't really want my channel to reflect that. I don't really want my content to reflect that. I want that to reflect, you know, I'm very multifaceted. I want to reflect all the things that matter to me, who I am in all the ways. So you will see, you know, you will see some hair content. You will see some plant content, because I do own a lot of plants. I am really into it. It has really helped me, especially in like grieving and all those things. You'll see different things. I will just talk to you from time to time. So, and I from time to time will share the things that I'm kind of purchasing and using and all these things. But there was a time when my channel was very niche, very natural hair, and it's not that anymore. So I kind of want to explain. Now, first I would say things just became a bit too, I don't want to say serious, but yeah, they really did become a bit too serious, where people were taking, and still are to this day, taking the natural hair journey far too serious. It's as if everybody really forgot that this is, at the end of the day, just hair. So there was lots of people who had really become very volatile. There were things that if you say you do, or you do, you know that you're going to get really negative feedback, or really negative, just negativity. And that was way too far for me, because at the end of the day, every person who is sharing their journey is their own journey, and they're doing what works best for them. I don't really care about all these rules and all these things that people have set up. You can't use this, you can't do that. Doesn't matter. At the end of the day, it's your hair. This is my hair, and I can choose to do what I want to do with it. And when you are putting out that type of content, it's as if people feel as though they have some level of ownership to the things that you do, and I'm sorry, but you don't. So I I found myself kind of dreading doing my hair or sharing what I was doing with my hair. And then that leads to another thing that I think a lot of people are dealing with or struggling with now, is that everything that you do doesn't have to be content. Like every time I want to do a process on my hair, every time I want to do try a new product, every time I want to do something new, doesn't have to be filmed. And when I was kind of in the thick of it, it felt like that. And I'm the type of person that when something feels like it is now a chore, I no longer enjoy it. So I found myself not enjoying doing my hair. So that's all kind of in one. Like it just became too serious. Sorry, my phone. Okay, so secondly, so this is a thing that I've noticed, not even just in the natural hair community, but in content as in general, like vlogs and all these things that I kind of consume from time to time. Those things really encourage consumerism. I don't know if you noticed, and I know why. Like lots of times influencers are trying to encourage you to purchase things, whether that's through their affiliate links or anything of that sort, whether it's a sponsorship or any of these types of things, trying to encourage you to buy things. So I even find that even though I'm aware of this, I mean, I've said this many times, I'm a PR professional. I know how these things work. Even when I watch content, I find myself like, oh, what's that they're using? Maybe I should look at that. Maybe I should purchase that. And it just morphs to a point where I'm like, I can't consume this because I know that I'm going to want to go buy things. And that level of reckless consumerism or pointless consumerism just wasn't good for me anymore. I honestly have so many natural hair products at this point that I could probably not purchase products for years. So the product junkie thing that we kind of throw around, I'm a product junkie. Yes, you are, and that's not a good thing. And I found that it was kind of masking some other things, some things internally. Like I said, I was dealing with grief. I'm always going to be dealing with grief. And there were things that I would do like almost to get a fix. Like, I'm just gonna go buy this because this might work good. This looks cool. This person mentioned this. And I realized that I probably also was encouraging some of that and constantly sharing the things that I was doing because everything had to be content. And I'm showing you the things that I'm using and people are now wanting to purchase those things and I'm purchasing things. And it was just, the whole product junkie level of it was too much. So that's kind of the second reason. Oh, okay. The other part, how do I say this? It really led to a lot of comparison. And I'm not even just saying individually. But I found lots of times, like I'm going through my comments and I'm responding because I love to talk to you guys. So I'm reading through these comments and I found a lot of people who were watching the content. And I saw this across lots of channels. When you have hair that is different from theirs. And whether that is, I really don't subscribe to the hair typing system anymore. But typically, and this again kind of permeates through all avenues of life, when there's something that you don't have, you want it. So whether that's me as someone with what would, you know, typically fall into like a 3 of some sort, if we are adhering to that typing system, my hair is fine. I want a thicker texture. There are times when I wish my hair was a little kinkier to do certain things. Like my hair is very soft. It won't stay in certain styles. There are things that comparatively I find myself like, well, if my hair was just like this. And then you find that people that do have what I'm like, I wish I had, are like, well, I wish my hair was a little like this. It's just, you want what you don't have. And that just got to be too much as well. And I found, you know, reading through the comments, I didn't want to what am I trying to say? I didn't want to add to anybody's thoughts that what they had was not enough, because whatever you have is enough. Whatever you have is good enough for you, and it's good enough in general. And so as I was reading through comments, I just found that I was seeing people like, oh, I wish I had this. Oh, I wish I had that. And I didn't want to encourage that. I didn't want to I didn't want to play a part in that because I found myself doing the same thing. But ultimately, the community became what to me felt like a toxic place. And I know that toxic is kind of like a buzzword these days. Everybody uses it, but it became a very unhealthy place that no longer felt like a community. Like, I don't think that you can call something a community when it's more like we're just here for a fight club. And so I just didn't want to anymore. So I had sort of the negative association with my hair, and so I got tired of it. So I did cut it off. I did wear protective styles for like a year. I had braids, I had twists, I had all the things. I've tried a few wigs. I'm really still trying to learn about wigs, so if anybody out there wants to go on this wig journey, we can do that. But it just wasn't a place I wanted to be anymore. But in that, I did spend time like just getting to learn my hair again, because I felt like I lost some of that. So I feel like I'm in a pretty healthy place with my hair. So if I do share things, I'm coming from a very healthy place, and it is with no intention to be within a space that is negative. So I just, if any of that made sense to anybody, if anybody understands what I'm saying, I kind of wanted to explain what happened, why you didn't see me as much. Now, will you see me now? Probably. And also, if you're one of the people that are like, where have you been? Because suddenly it's been recommended to you and you haven't seen me in a while because I haven't been putting out the content that would be recommended to you. I never really left. I mean, I left for periods of time and I haven't been consistent, but there's content. If you're interested in plants, hey, there's lots of houseplant content here. If you're interested in hygiene, hey, there's lots of content here. But I would like for you to accept me as a whole person and not as, this is me, this is Shaka. So yeah, that's where I am, that's where I've been, and I hope that you will enjoy me for the rest of this ride, whatever that looks like. So yeah, bye.